court cases were decided on social media. It by all means looks like this round would be going to Julius Malema, but let's have perhaps a fairer reflection of what has been taking place in this case.
Well, you're certainly right, Kathy, and if social media is anything to go by, you definitely see the popularity that Julius Malema has gained through the social media streets. But of course, focusing on court matters, we saw today the cross-examination of the EFF leader Julius Malema, and it continued by the hands of Oppenheimer, who is a legal representative for Afriforum. And what was quite striking today, you'd see that telling by what was going on social media, it seemed as if he was struggling to get to the gist of his court matter and his arguments, Kathy. But today he tried to paint a picture of Julius Malema as a racist. He tried to paint a picture of Julius Malema not caring about white people. And he tried to paint a picture of Julius Malema continuing to drive this narrative, saying that when they sing the song Kill the Boer, it is targeted at white people, Kathy. But what was quite particular here was, of course, when he put to Julius Malema, saying that when you continue to sing the song Kill the Boer, it does target farmers, rather, and of course it targets them in a way where we see that those perpetrators continue to actually target them. But, Kathy, I want us to take a listen to exactly what he had to say when he was asked about trauma and trauma suffered by the farmers.
The complainant has led witnesses who survived farm attacks, who expressed real trauma, who themselves, the one witness was shot and his wife was murdered in front of him. The other one discovered her husband after being shot in the head. That's real trauma. The testimony from them was that when they hear chants like kill the Boer, kill the farmer, that brings back those memories of real trauma, real vivid trauma, recent trauma. And you have taken the position that that trauma doesn't matter, that only your pain matters. That strikes me as a failure of humanity.
My Lord, a real trauma of two people is called a real trauma. A trauma of my parents who have had to pick up the dead bodies in Soweto, of their children who went to school and came back dead. That is not called a real trauma. The 80s, our children killed in the 90s. That is not called a real trauma. A real trauma is white. It has got color.
You know, this point that you're raising, Mbali, I recall also being brought up in a different way earlier on in the day when the same lawyer asked Julius Malema about a farmer who is traumatized when hearing the song and saying, how must this farmer feel? And again, Julius Malema pointing to what the collective experience of black people has been and how they feel when there are certain behaviors, attitudes that are leveled against them.
And Kathy, what Julius then did is that he brought the court to the attention of these two witnesses that testified earlier this week, and saying that none of them attributed the attacks on their farms because of means of this song, Kill the Boer. And you'd know that the whole crux of Afriforum's case is that when people sing the song Kill the Boer, it then encourages, those people to attack farms. And this brings a spotlight to the farmers, and they suffer this sort of trauma. And Julius then said that, well, that is just pure criminality, and we can't come here to defend pure criminality. But this is something that, when you look at this matter, this is something that he really struggled, to get Julius to answer on. But another thing that also came out, Kathy, is the issue around the songs being interpreted in its literal sense. Yesterday, there was a clip played by the EFF's legal representative from that TRC commission. Today, we also had another clip that the EFF played again, where it has Peter Mugaba explaining what the song Kill the Boer means. And you'd remember that earlier on last week, they attributed farm murders and farm attacks to what Peter Mugaba sang in 1993, saying that in 1993, when Peter Mugaba sang the song, we then saw a spike in farm murders and farm attacks. But today, Kathy, you had once more Peter Mugaba explaining what the song actually means.
And I wonder if they're going to be bringing in language experts, because the point again that was raised is what things truly mean, not their literal translation, but what is the essence of a particular message, and how much of that can get lost in translation. I mean, do you see, post this particular court case, do you see a broader conversation taking place about the role of struggle songs in this country?
Most definitely, and I think tomorrow they're going to definitely try and do that, Kathy. They will be bringing a professor in African literature from the University of Johannesburg. So she'll be explaining exactly what these songs mean, because they've been defending these songs, saying that it's a part of their history, and they continue to sing these songs. And if you declare the song as hate speech, then you would declare the fight for freedom as hate. So, you know, when you look at it in that context, it will be quite interesting as to how this African literature lecturer will then be dissecting what it actually means.
Well, whichever way you look at it, this court case certainly is going to speak to a lot of contemporary issues in our politics. Mbali Thethani, let's leave it there for now.